It was a Thursday afternoon when I, Laura, found my daughter, Lily, stealing $300 from my purse. An ordinary day turned upside down, a moment etched in my memory. You see, I had never imagined that I'd catch my own flesh and blood, my sweet Lily, caught in such an act. The initial shock left me numb, the disappointment like a bitter pill I couldn't swallow. I confronted Lily, my voice shaking yet firm. The words tumbled out, questions, reprimands, pleas. "Why, Lily? Why did you feel the need to steal from me?" The air in the room grew thick with tension, an unspoken conflict brewing beneath the surface. As a mother, I was torn. I wanted to understand, to empathize, but the act of theft, it was hard to brush aside. My heart ached at the thought of my little girl resorting to such means. The disappointment was a wound that cut deeper than any physical pain ever could. The house that was once filled with laughter and love seemed to echo with the resounding silence of our argument. The walls bore witness to the unraveling of our family fabric, the threads of trust and respect fraying at the edges. I never expected what would happen next. I could never have prepared for it. It wasn't the argument with Lily that left me stunned. No, it was the blow from the one person whom I thought would stand by me, my partner, my confidant, my husband, John. In the midst of the heated words and rising tempers, he turned on me. His anger, once a simmering pot, now a boiling cauldron. His hand, once a source of comfort, now a weapon of pain. The sound of the slap echoed, a stark reminder of the reality I was now faced with. And that's when it happened. My husband, John, slapped me. I stood there, stunned, as the sting of his slap echoed in my ears. That moment, that chilling instant, was the wake-up call I needed. Suddenly the veil lifted and I saw the stark reality of my situation. I was living in a house, not a home, and the man I had pledged to spend my life with was not my partner, but my oppressor. In the silence that followed, I was filled with a whirlwind of emotions. Fear, shock, anger, confusion, they all gripped me. But amidst the storm, a single thought broke through. This was not right. This was not how love should feel. When I looked at my daughter, her eyes wide with fear, I knew I had to act, not just for myself, but for her and her brother. They deserved a home filled with love and respect, not fear and violence. I knew I had to protect them, but first I had to protect myself. I picked up the phone, my hands shaking, and dialed those 3 numbers that would forever change the course of my life, 911. The voice on the other end was calm and reassuring, a stark contrast to the chaos unfolding around me. I reported the incident, my voice barely above a whisper. The police were swift to respond, their presence a beacon of hope in the darkness that had engulfed me. As I watched them lead him away, I felt a strange sense of relief mixed with dread. I knew this was just the beginning, that there would be challenges ahead. But for the first time in a long while, I felt a glimmer of hope. The road ahead was daunting, but I was ready to walk it, for my children, for myself. That's when I understood. I needed to protect my children and myself. As days passed, I started keeping a journal, documenting each incident of John's controlling behavior. It was a tough decision, but I knew I needed to confront the reality of what was happening. I was living in a shadow, a dark cloud hovering over me, and I needed a break, a way to let the sunlight in. The journal became my ally, my secret confidant. Each night I would retreat to the solitude of my room, my pen pouring my thoughts onto the pages. I wrote about the harsh words, the cold stares, the threatening gestures. The silence that followed each episode was deafening, and I filled those quiet moments with the echo of my pen against paper. This journal became my lifeline. It was a tangible record of my experiences, a testament to my strength, resilience, and determination to change my situation. I was no longer just a silent observer, passively accepting each blow. I was an active participant, documenting my journey, giving voice to my pain. The act of writing was cathartic. It was as if each word I wrote released a little of the pain I had been carrying. It was an emotional purge, a letting go of the fear and uncertainty that had so far held me captive. But more importantly, this journal was a mirror. It reflected back to me the harsh reality of my situation, forcing me to confront it. It was a wake-up call, a stark reminder that I could no longer ignore what was happening. And so, as I filled the pages of my journal, I began to see things more clearly. I began to understand that I was not alone in my struggles, that there were others out there who, like me, were trapped in a cycle of abuse, desperately seeking a way out. And in that realization, there was a strange sense of comfort. The journal, in many ways, became my voice, a voice that was silent for far too long, a voice that was now strong, unyielding, and determined to be heard. I realized I was not alone in my struggles. My friend Megan became my rock during these challenging times. She was the one who stood by me, offering a shoulder to lean on when the world seemed to be crumbling around me. I was in a state of turmoil, dealing with the consequences of standing up against injustice within my own home. But Megan, she was my beacon of light. She was more than just a friend during this phase. She was my confidant, my advisor, my guiding force. She helped me navigate the labyrinth of emotions that I was grappling with. Her words of encouragement gave me the strength to face my fears and confront the harsh realities of my life. She reminded me that I was stronger than my circumstances and that I had the power to change them. Megan didn't just provide emotional support. She was there, practically, helping me with the daunting task of documenting the abuse. She sat with me through countless nights, listening to my stories, helping me pen them down, providing a safe space for me to express my fears, my sorrows, my moments of despair. She was instrumental in helping me understand the importance of having a support system. She taught me that it's okay to seek help, to lean on others when you're unable to stand alone. She made me realize that there's strength in unity, strength in shared experiences, strength in standing together against adversity. Megan's support was not just about being there for me. It was about empowering me to be there for myself, to stand up for my rights, to reclaim my life. She helped me understand that I was not a victim of my circumstances, but a survivor, a warrior, capable of overcoming the toughest of challenges. Her unwavering faith in me gave me the courage to believe in myself, to fight for my rights, to seek justice. Her belief in my strength, her faith in my resilience, her trust in my ability to rise from the ashes, it all played a crucial role in my journey towards self-empowerment. Megan reminded me that there was hope, and I was not alone. Her support was my lifeline, a beacon of hope in the darkest of times. It was a reminder that no matter how tough the journey, I was not alone. I had a friend, a support system that stood by me, cheering me on, empowering me to reclaim my life. I knew I had to take legal action for the sake of my children and myself. The mere thought of it was daunting, yet I knew it was a step I had to take. I made the decision to file for divorce, to sever the ties that bound me to a life of fear and uncertainty. But it wasn't just about ending a marriage, it was about reclaiming my life and my freedom. I also filed for a restraining order against Mark to ensure our safety. It was crucial to understand that this wasn't just a piece of paper, but a shield, a protection against the storm that had been our lives. The legal battle was no walk in the park. It was a fight for justice, a fight for my rights, and most importantly, a fight for my children. I learned about my rights, about the resources available for protection. It was about navigating through legal jargon, about understanding the power of the law, and about standing up for myself. The days were long, the nights longer, but with every passing day, I was one step closer to my freedom, closer to a life where my children and I could breathe without fear. I was determined to break the cycle of abuse. And so I fought, and I am still fighting. Because this fight is not just mine, it's for every woman who has ever been silenced, for every child who has ever been a witness to abuse. Life after John was not easy, but it was hopeful. The aftermath of my decision was a whirlwind, a mix of relief, fear, and uncertainty. I had to navigate the legal system, adjust to single parenthood, and find a way to heal from the trauma. It was a steep mountain to climb, but here's the thing about mountains. They're also a vantage point. Every step up, no matter how small, was a step towards a brighter future. I felt empowered, you see. I was no longer a victim, but a survivor, a warrior. I was reclaiming my life piece by piece. Yes, there were days when the shadows of the past loomed large, but the hope of a better tomorrow for my children and myself kept me going. My journey was marked by resilience, a testament to the strength of the human spirit. I became a beacon of hope, not just for myself, but for others trapped in the cycle of abuse. I reclaimed my life for myself and for my children, and I want you to know it is possible to escape the cycle of abuse and build a safe and loving environment.